Hello, members, subscribers, and guests of the channel. My name is Yuri. Today, Sunday, May 8th. Happy Mother's Day, first and foremost. We have so many amazing mothers out there in the world, and for sure, you must be celebrated. This is your day. I just want to give shout out to my own mom. I called her earlier today, told her how much I love her and appreciate her. It's quite amazing to me what mom, what all the moms is, but especially what my mom has been for me, how she raised me, how she provided so much wisdom, how much unconditional love she gave me and continue to guide me throughout my adult life. There's no way I can repay her. I can only say thank you. I can only say I love you. And I want to make sure to acknowledge that and give shout out to all moms out there because moms are truly, truly amazing. Be sure to reach out to your mom, tell your mom that you love her because without our moms, we wouldn't be where we're at today. I want to give shout out to my new members, Latanya and Michelle. Thank you for joining the channel. I'm so excited to have you as part of this amazing community. I will probably showcase uh, towards the end of the live talk how to join. So stick around for the entire talk in order for you to see steps you can take to become a member. Topic of today's live talk is common dating problems in 2022. We have quite a few of them. As I continue to receive your comments, I continue to see more and more things that pop up in people's lives, in people's experiences that are troublesome and that obvious that we're going through something collectively as a society nowadays. I want to be able to bring these issues to light. I wanted to be able to get your take on these issues and have an open dialogue about these issues. Now, this is going to be my perception, of course. So I would need and would like to have your help during this live talk by you sharing your opinion and telling me what your thoughts are. What do you perceive to be common dating problems in 2022? I will also pull up some comments that some of you left on my community tab. Thank you very much for every single one of you that did that. And I will have a brief discussion about those comments as well and the feedback that you provided in my community tab. Before we jump in, let's see who is here with us live and let's acknowledge some folks. Looks like Becky's in the house. Hello. Looks like Daphne is in the house. Hello. Zangiv. Hello. Hello, my friend. How are you? Latanya is in the house, a new member. Shout out to you. Yvonne is in the house. Thank you for being here. Michelle is in the house, a new member. Shout out to you. Appreciate you being here. Awesome people here from all over the world. This is truly international community. I appreciate every single one of you. With that said, one moment. My internet working slightly slower than usual. I'm not a fan. I feel a little delay here, so hopefully you don't, but hopefully will not impact um, the live stream going forward. But let's go ahead and jump in and talk about common dating problems in 2022. The first common problem that I see in 2022, it is no longer a need, it's a want. Back in the day, in my estimation, people needed each other, and they truly needed each other in a different sense. They needed each other for financial reasons to survive together as a family. They needed each other for cultural reasons because it was not acceptable for you to date together, to have premarital sex, to be in relationship and having children without being married. And dating was quite different back then. So there were strong cultural reasons back in the day that prevented people um, from, well, not prevented rather, but that ensured that the need was there, the actual need was there. And in the way of life, was such that people dated exclusively, and afterwards they would get married and have family. That was going on for many years. And now we see a shift, because today, particularly in the free societies, we do not have these restrictions. We no longer rely on the culture that much, because the culture, as we know it now in the West, how can you define that? It's so individually based. It depends on who you ask. It depends the conversation that you're having with someone, right? So it's opinion based. It's belief based. It's not so much culture based anymore, in my opinion. You can tell me in the comments if you agree with me or if you disagree with me. We Nowadays we depend on ourselves more so than before, and we're self-sufficient, and the society encourages us to be independent. So you put it all together, the fact that we don't have any more cultural pressure to the same extent that we used to have it back in the day. You coupled it with the fact that are encouraged to be independent, and now we're more heavily dependent upon our individual choices than ever before. And one of those things, right? Not one of those things, meaning, but the combination of those things leads to some of these issues in dating. Because the problem with want is that it is inconsistent. The want is inconsistent. Today you want Lamborghini, tomorrow you want a pickup truck, the next day you want an SUV. Want changes depending on your mood, depending on your day, potentially, depending on what you're experiencing. And need is a different thing. If I need something, I need it today, I need it tomorrow. It's more of a concrete type of thing. That's what I'm trying to say. And on top of that, I would say that we, collectively as people, we're indecisive because of number of choices that we possess. And we have a very large number of choices available to us. And I'm going to talk about this next. If you are just joining us, be sure to smash the like button, be sure to subscribe to my channel, and be sure to hit the bell to receive all notifications for future live talks and videos. Let's look at the comments. It looks like people just greeting each other mostly over here, which is awesome. You once said feelings based love will always fade. Daphne said Western societies have gone to the dogs in every way. Latanya said, I want to roam to states in the van and chill. Okay, that's good. I kind of want to rent a van and do the same thing and travel a little bit. That would be a nice life. Let me know in the comment if I come through with a delay, because I can't really tell if my internet connection is good or not. So please let me know in the comment if I'm coming through loud and clear with no delays. Okay. Let's continue on, shall we? So the last point that I made is that people are indecisive because of the number of choices that we now have. And that takes me to my next point. Perception of the available. My next point, rewind. Perception of the available choices that we have. Technology allow us to have access to global sexual marketplace nowadays. And now you can go online on a website or an app and date someone overseas. You can connect with someone in a different geographical area from your own. You can meet someone in a completely different city that you would not meet otherwise. And that's an important distinction to make because technology allowed us to truly become global with our dating choices. And that's unprecedented type of scenario that we just never lived through before. We are still adjusting to this shift to this day, and we're probably going to continue adjusting to it for a while. And what I think it does, it creates an impression of nearly limitless dating possibilities because simply of the numbers available to us. You know, all of a sudden you're going through relatively few people within your own geographical area to millions of people in the entire world. And the reason I say it creates an impression of a nearly limitless dating possibilities because it's a faulty perception. The pursuit of that amazing person that you see on the internet is sort of a short shot in the dark. All right. It's not to say that it's impossible for you to date someone on the internet. Of course, it's possible. But it is unlikely that you're going to meet a perfect match, especially because people tend to date above their own current level. So that's an important point to make here because what do we do online? We go online and we search for people that we can look at and we can say, oh my God, I would love to date her. She's so pretty. She's so beautiful. Or, oh my God, he is amazing. I want him. He may be in a different state, he may be in a different city, but he's exactly what I want. Again, again, I use word want, not need. Want. It's almost like online shopping because now we can go on Amazon and buy just about anything for our own household, and we treat dating somewhat similarly. And I do not believe that it doesn't have an impact. I think it does have a strong impact of how we go about living our daily lives and acquiring goods online. And now that bleeds in into the dating world because now in our mind we can acquire people similarly from dating apps online. And that's a dangerous proposition. So to me, it's a perception. It's not really reality per se. Because for one thing, many of these people that we might find attractive and interesting online, they may never respond to us with the same type of attitude. They will never, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not mutual, that the interest is not mutual from both sides. So the question becomes, are we just simply wasting our time by hoping that we can land someone from the internet, from the dating app, or from someone we just seen online in a different geographical area? Those are my questions. So I do think that perception of our available choices is highly skewed because of that. The next point, the next point I wanted to make is about self-absorbed society. I think we have a mindset what I can get versus what I can give. It's a me first attitude. I need to find this type of person. I want this person to have A, B, and C. It is not so much about I can bring this into relationship. It's also about managing expectations very well. I think from my experiences here in the States, especially, people do a poor job of managing expectations. And what I mean by that is being honest about what they're wanting, but also being able to communicate that information directly to that person in a way that that person can understand it. Um, what example can I give you? Managing expectations. When you go with someone on the first date, or maybe even before you go on the first date, if you know that you are not interested in any serious relationship with that particular person, in the perfect world, you know, we would communicate that to ensure that we're managing that person's expectations. We would tell that person, listen, I am not looking to um, for a long term relationship right now, or I am definitely playing, not playing the field necessarily. I guess you could say that, but more or less like just seeing what's out there. But I'm not, you know, looking simply for an opportunity to be in a committed relationship. Essentially, what we're doing is making our intentions known, so that way the person that we are speaking with can clearly understand where we stand. That's managing expectations. Family oriented people becoming less popular, in my opinion. And I'm generalizing, but it seems to me that these family values are not being advertised anymore. What's being advertised is sex. As they say, sex sells. So we see on social media in particular, we see so much of it, so much so that it you have to really try not to look at it in order not to see it. Because if you simply open your reels on Instagram or TikTok app or even Facebook, it's going to be flooded with the sexual type of provocative videos and pictures, um, that have 100,000 views. Some of them have millions of views. You're not going to have the same type of amount of information, I feel like, pertaining to family values. At least it's my experiences. Again, tell me in the comments if you have a different type of experience, and let me know why. Let me look at some comments before we move on. Oh no, he says my internet is a bit out of sync. Well, hopefully you can hear okay. You can hear me okay now. Let's look at some comments before I move to the next point. So Daphne said perception of available choices, otherwise known as the illusion of choice. Quantity does not equal quality, and it distracts from deepening into a relationship. It is also an illusion. Nice. Appreciate you sharing that. Latanya said it's hard to find a guy who isn't focused on monetary things. I mean, I want a guy that is wanting to help make a difference, to travel where there is a need for help, my friend, a brown beret. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Appreciate all the comments. I think if you're able to bend just enough, the reality can exceed the expectations. So you want something or to speak, but who you end up with ends up being better than what you planned. Sorry, my internet is it's like lagging. I don't like it. It's working slow right now. I apologize. We need some mystery to build tension and excitement. I think the way things are now, especially with the internet, it's a blessing for those wanting casual relationships and a curse for people wanting family or tradition. Fair enough. Fair enough. Appreciate everyone's comment. Keep them coming. All right. So I stopped on the point that the values not being advertised, family values not being advertised the same way that sex is. And so it takes me to my next point about hookup culture. And I think, Yvonne, you might have left a comment in the YouTube community tab regarding that. And I agree with you. We do live in the hookup culture. We have a new coined phrase, Netflix and chill. And that happens not by accident. It became a norm of the society to where one person can come to another person's house, watch a movie together as an excuse to hook up essentially and have sex. Movie is a background. Movie is an excuse. So the Netflix, it's really more about chill part. Netflix is just to say we're doing something. We're not just coming in and banging each other's brains out. We actually attempt to watch a movie, but that movies never get watched. If you really want another person, you know, you may be 5-10 minutes into a movie, and then you know it's done with. So it's a really, you might as well just call it YouTube and chill, because save money on your subscription because you're not using it. If that's the only reason why you have Netflix, YouTube and chill. I much rather watch 5 minute documentary about space and then get down to business rather than waste half an hour on a movie that I still not going to finish. Hookup culture that we're living in, and it became accessible, not accessible. It definitely accessible, but it's acceptable. I mean, people even ask each other those questions. You want to come over and do Netflix and chill? You know, it's a part of our society now. And listen, I think there's two sides of it, right? I call it. I definitely put it in the problems, common dating problems that we have, because, and let me explain explain it from both sides, really. Because on one side is a beautiful thing. People can engage in sexual activity freely, and I know that many people desire it. I mean, we're sexual beings. We love sex as humans. It's only right for us to engage in sex. But here's the thing that we have to really think about critically. Back in the day, sex was part of committed relationship and or marriage. In order for you to get sex, you had to be committed to another person. And you both would have to be making that commitment. So there was a rationale. There was an incentive that had to be fulfilled, right? Um, not necessarily incentive that had to be fulfilled, but there were obligations that had to be fulfilled in order for you to get intimacy. Now these obligations are gone because any freaking idiot can put on Netflix and chill. It doesn't take anything anymore. So that what we did essentially, we devalued sex to some extent. Now, can you still like and appreciate that? Of course, you can like it and appreciate that. But we're talking about dating problems. And I do think that it creates a problem in the long run because we remove that obligation. We remove obligation of needing a relationship in order to get intimacy. And that's a serious thing to consider because now we have both genders that are complaining. We have women complaining that men just want sex, nothing new there. Men always wanted sex, but they women complain that they are good women and sometimes they can't keep a man because all that men seem to want is sex all the time. Well, if men knows that sex is widely available through Netflix and chill, and he does not see anything else in you besides sex, then what rationale man would have to do anything else or to commit to you? On the other hand, we have men who complain or maybe that feel unhappy that women are sleeping around. Um, Men might feel not, able to trust these women for dating purposes because in their mind, well, this woman may be easy, you know. If she sleeps with me like this on just about any time we watch Netflix and chill without really knowing each other for a long time, what does it mean exactly? Does it mean that she cannot be trusted? And you can reverse that. I mean, you can do the same thing. Women can potentially think the same thing, but the point being that this creates, you know, the other side of the coin that I'm trying to show you, the dark side of the moon, so to speak. It creates this situation where both people walk away from it feeling like they're just using each other. They're not looking at each other as a long-term, secure, committed, trustworthy partner. That is not the feeling that people get when they walk away from Netflix and chill. Netflix and chill creates opportunity for sex. And sex traditionally came in after all the other things have been taken care of, after the foundation for a relationship has been established, after commitment to this relationship has been made, after two people agreed, on working toward something together, potentially making sacrifices. The list goes on. After they were exclusive with each other. In some cases, this is not absolute. I'm not sitting here and say that it's always been that way, and there were no, people who still bend the societal rules. Of course, there always been people like that, but now we're seeing this mainstream. Now we're seeing this, not just rules, unwritten rules, but the cultural preferences that's being changed. They're being turned upside down from what they used to be, and we're going through that as we speak. So that hookup culture is very, very real. That hookup culture is wonderful on, at first glance, because yet again, as I mentioned, it allows the opportunity to bypass commitment to get sex. But the dark side of it is that you can't build something solid with another person because you're starting off with the personal thing that should come after commitment has been established. What are your thoughts on that? Let's see some comments. Hold on. This is still working slowly for me. I don't know what's going on with this internet. Hookups have replaced relationships. It's hard to be into a guy because once you have sex, they don't vibe with you all of a sudden. I see it all the time with my friend. Netflix and chill is just sex, I feel. I meet a guy out and about. And I think they just get certain, the guy could get a certain perception of you after he gets sex. In his mind, you could be just a sex object. It could happen. It does it mean that it's going to happen? I do think it depends on the man. I don't think that it's going to be a rule that will apply every single time, but I do think that there's a strong possibility that it can be that way, that where he will review you, look at you as just a sex object. What's going on with these comments? This is just, I don't know how you, if you see it on your screen changing, but on my screen is just taking, something's going on. Something is not right. Where does the art of conversation fit into Netflix and chill society? The art of conversation, you don't really need it at that point, because if somebody comes into your house, they agree to come over to your house. That's understood what's about to take place. The conversation is no longer in the picture. I don't think I've ever just hooked up. Maybe that's where I went wrong. Well, Michelle, you still can. If that's something that you're interested in, there's going to be plenty of interested parties. Not encouraging you, I'm just telling you that it is on the table. Goodness gracious, what is going on? Hookup culture is the greatest con of our times. Superficial, time limited connection instead of a true love connection that is going to nourish body, mind, heart, and soul. See, the interesting thing about this is that it's just easier. It doesn't require work from both parties. Something that used to require a lot of work and patience, now you can go from point A to point B after the same date, after the first date. Now it's like a cheat code, you know? In the beginning you might feel like you cheated the system. You have the access. So I get the fact why people feel that way. I understand that. It's still slow. It's slow for me. I apologize if it is for you. I think the hookup culture becomes the norm, has pushed some women to seek out traditional men from more traditional cultures. We want instant gratification and have disposable relationships, then complain about the consequences. Yes, instant gratification is a big thing. That's the word that I was looking for, actually. So thank you for that. This is real. It's like it's a hormonal thing too. You know, the one thing is that you can get something that is strongly desired on the short notice, and secondly it's the reactions that going on in your head, right? It's all the endorphins that you get to release um pretty much right away once you get the opportunity to hook up with someone. I can tell you from a man's perspective, it's like, oh my god, like I can actually um have intimacy with the woman on a short notice like that. That makes you feel like, oh my god, like that's amazing. It's a really chemical reaction. It's an endorphins release. So it's a dangerous thing. It could become sort of addicting, or it can become a thing to where you feed your ego if you're not careful. And so for women, you can tell me what it would be like for women. Maybe it's just feeling of somebody being there and being affectionate with you, or maybe it could be part of the ego too. I don't know, but certainly that there is some psychological things and hormonal things that are being part of this entire equation. Hookup culture is the worst. More men wanting you to go over to their home on the first or second date. Why in the underworld would I want to do? So the thing is too is that there are plenty of women nowadays that are willing to do that. That's the crazy thing. And so now, I think it's one of those situations to where men who experience that, they will be, their point of reference are women who actually are willing to do that. And so if that's his standard, I'm not saying that it's going to be same across the board, but if that's his standard, then he's going to look at you and he might feel like, well, she's not really fitting the bill. She's not doing what other women did. And this is where your personal values come in. And this is where you have to really make a decision whether you're going to compromise or won't compromise. And in all honesty, it's there's so many things that play into it besides your values, besides the decision making that you make. It's also about the person that you're dealing with. There's no right or wrong answer. This is not to say that it's just completely and utterly wrong, but I do see it as a problem. I do see it as a problem due to the things that I discuss. For about a year and a half, I had a lot of friends with benefits situations because I was not emotionally ready for an attachment issue after I lost my hobby. Thank you for sharing that. Sex is easy, relationships are hard. It creates resentment in both parties because it's no longer a potential partner, future family to be created. A relationship is more than instant gratification. So for me, the lack of attachment made it easier for me to have some male attention. It's also fun in games, though, until someone gets hurt. That is for sure. It is all fun in games until someone gets hurt because people end up catching feelings. People are not robots. People feel one way or another. There's somebody out of two people you end up catching feelings sooner or later. That's just the way it is. They all want be with a good girl, yet don't want to be denied sex. If we put out, they lose respect. If we don't, they find someone who will. Oh my gosh, this is such a big point, Becky. This is like the dilemma of, I think, most men. It's a dilemma of most men, and it is becoming worse in 2022, in 21st century, because I mean, there's a lot of truth to what you said. You know, um, if some women put out sex right away, some men will lose interest because the question that pops up in our head, how many men did she do it with? Can she be trusted? And then if you don't, well, then why did I waste my time with her? I'm going to go out and find a woman who will like me enough to put out. So it's a catch 22 almost in a way, right? How do you navigate that? Um, would you like to discuss that in a separate video or perhaps in the next week's live talk? So if you like that topic, give me a hashtag. Give me a hashtag what men want. Maybe we can discuss that during next week's live show. Yes, if you're interested, just put a hashtag what men want or man and sex, one of the two. Latanya, what your comment in reference to? Just remind me what exactly you are asking. Come on, YouTube. This is like pulling teeth today. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's a YouTube or I don't know if it's my other software. Oh, I think I know why it was because I was sharing screen. I think now I'm back to normal. Oh my God. You live and you learn. All right, but you can totally Netflix and chill with someone you like and respect. This is, I suppose. Hi, Joanna. Appreciate you being here. So, if we are traditional and don't give out straight away, men will go elsewhere because it's easier. Also, if we sleep with the man, it soon we will be discarded so easily. We can't win. No, I do think that there is a way to make that work, you know, and I think that there's connection if you have a real connection with the man, and if man really likes you, um, not just for sex but who you are. This is where your personality will come in, right? So you have to think of it in a couple different things, in a couple different ways, because it's not just about sex. I think we're going to talk about it next week. I just made a decision because a lot of you say that it's a great topic. What what men want. So I think quite a few of you want to hear that conversation, and I think this conversation need to be had. So I'm going to save my thoughts. I started talking about it, Michelle, but I'm going to save my thoughts, and I'm actually going to expand on that before next Sunday because I do think there is a way to do this. I don't think it's an easy way, but I think it's going to be one of those things to where you would really have to pay attention to different things because I think it's going to be a combination of things. It's not going to be just a physical thing. It would has to be emotional connection or some sort of chemistry there in addition to and attractiveness has to persist as well. And so next week I'm going to break it down for you. I have an idea of how to approach this conversation, and I think it's going to be it could get pretty complex. I'm going to try to draw you a picture of what's going on in man's mind when we're making these decisions, when we want to sleep with a woman, and what it can look like under different circumstances. And it's going to be cold, hard facts for you. Some of you are not going to like it, but I'm going to tell you these things anyway. So next week, please mark your calendars, 3 p.m. Eastern. What day is it going to be? Man, I'm excited already. It's going to be a great convo. May 15th, 3 p.m. And we're going to title it What Men Want, or, you know, how to sex a man and how to keep a man. That's going to be interesting. We're going to have to think of a title. But yes, that's going to be the topic of the conversation. Women are in a very precarious situation. We can't be too easy or too hard. I say, do you be unapologetically you, and if they can't deal, or well. It's a really good suggestion, actually, Yvonne. I need to be interested in what the man says, his thoughts, his opinions, as well as his physical appearance. Good thoughts. Good thoughts. Um, let's see. Привет, привет, hello. Thank you for being here. Um, my friends, I wanted to show you one thing before we get out of here today. It's been almost an hour. I had a great conversation. Appreciate all your comments. It's always so much fun to read it and to engage with all of you. This is awesome. If you enjoy this conversation, please give me a thumbs up in the comments. Don't forget to smash the like button, to subscribe, and to hit the bell to receive notification for all the future live talks and all the future videos. But I will do a quick recap. Today we talked about common dating problems in 2022. We discuss the fact that it's no longer a need, it's a want. We talked about, if I can scroll, this connection has been just bad today. I don't know. We discussed the perception of the available choices. We discussed self-observed society today. And we discussed hookup culture. And next week, we're going to talk about what men want. Okay, this hashtag right here, what men want, specifically as it pertains women that sleep with men or women that don't sleep with men, and how men navigate these type of situations. So essentially, what is the right thing that woman can do to secure her man? That's what we're going to talk about next Sunday. Appreciate your thumbs up, everyone. We have quite a few. It's great to see everyone's engaging and enjoying the conversation. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I wanted to show you one thing before we go. Well, a couple of things, because our member base is growing, and this makes me very, very happy because we have really an amazing community. And I wanted to show you a couple of things to ensure you know how you can become a member if you choose to. So hopefully you can see my screen right now. Yes, you should be able to see my screen. So this is a view when you're on laptop, but you should be able to access it through your phone. Underneath the banner, you should see word join, okay, right here. So you can just click on join.
Hello, Prototype
It will
fam.
come up with the
First of all,
video.
thank you for being part of this journey so far.
We're not going to
Thank you
watch
for
this. We're going to pause that. But here in this window is going to give you the different membership options that you have. There are currently 3 different tiers of membership. What happened? What happened? As you can see, my email today has not been good to me. That is not what needs to happen. Okay. All right. Let's try it again. So join.
Hello, Prototype.
It's going to be an introductory video. It's going to give you different tiers of membership that you have available, and it will explain to you what each tier of membership provides to you in terms of your perks. Okay, so you can go through it and decide which one would be appropriate for you. All right, and then you can join Prototype Fam community. What's really cool about this, I want to make sure that everyone understands, is that we have a couple different places where community get to hang out. We have our Discord channel, and Discord channel actually free, so you can join even without being a member. But members are very active on Discord, and we share a lot of different information there with bunch of different topics of discussion. And we also have more personal members exclusive chat on Instagram where members interact with each other. We send a lot of audio messages. We sharing, you know, things and updates from each other lives. We're sharing funny videos. There's quite a bit of humor going on there. Um, there's also sometimes personal things, that's happening. So it's a very, I would say, is I guess a personal space. I'm trying to think of a different word to use, but at the end of the day, is a place where we connect with each other. And it's this community is truly international community. So I'm very blessed and thankful for every single person. And then second thing I wanted to show you, which is a new feature, is the thanks feature that YouTube now allows for the videos. So I'm going to show it to you in a shorter video.
Can be
Underneath the
important to
video,
include attitude.
um, I'm going to try to zoom in. Underneath the video, you have this option that says thanks with a heart and a little dollar sign inside of it. So this is a way for you to support the channel, and there's going to be different options as to what you can the support that you can provide. um, and after watching a video, now this should be available underneath all the videos at this point. So live streams, it takes a little bit longer to process sometimes, but once it's processed, you should be able to see that as well. So if any of you so inclined to support the channel, I want to make sure you know that every single dollar that's being used is going to be utilized for the channel to improve the content, to improve the channel, and nothing else. Valerie said, we're an entertaining group. Yes, for sure. This is an amazing community. My friends, I think this is a good place for us to stop. We went for almost 1 hour. I really appreciate every single one of you for taking the time to be here with me during this live talk today. I apologize for any kind of technical difficulties if we had any slowdowns during this broadcast. As a content creator, I continue to learn things sometimes the hard way. So I really appreciate you sticking around and not dropping off. And I am immensely thankful for every single one of you, an opportunity to learn with you and learn from you and get your feedback on some of these important topics, because we in it together as a society. We're learning together as we're going through these shifts that we're experiencing in dating and in life as a whole. And with that, thank you. Don't forget to today's Mother's Day. Please, please call your mom. Tell her how much you love her. Or if she's no longer around, maybe reflect on all the wonderful things she did. Um, Shout out to all the moms out there. You are the best. My friends, have a great day. Much love. I'll see you next Sunday. Mark your calendars, May 15th, 3 p.m. Eastern. We're going to talk more. Have a great day.